Good morning. Welcome to Wichita Police Department Interwatch, Friday, August the 25th. We have reached the end of another week, so I hope everybody had a great week and coming into a good weekend. We're getting ready for high school football season to really kick off tonight. I know a lot of fall sports previews, so I'm sure everybody's excited about that. So appreciate you tuning in to our Facebook Live Interwatch. We have two items that we're going to cover, and then Detective Wendy Hummel will be coming and talking about the crime of the week, which she does on Fridays. First item I'm going to cover is a Patrol North seatbelt assignment that was run last night, and the success of this assignment and just the importance of wearing your safety belt while operating a vehicle. On Thursday, August the 24th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., Patrol North officers gathered for a nighttime seatbelt enforcement, and they were working in partnership with two State Farm agents. The State Farm agents handed out $170 and $1 bills to drivers of vehicles who had everyone properly seatbelted in the vehicle. Drivers without the seatbelts were given seatbelt safety flyers, which highlighted the importance of wearing safety belts while operating a motor vehicle. Citizens were pleasantly surprised when stopped at the traffic light and the State Farm agents were handing out $1 bills and officers were thanking them for driving safely and wearing their seatbelts. Other parts of the intersection were also monitored for seatbelt violations as well, and a total of 34 seatbelt citations were issued and 150 seatbelt flyers were handed out during the assignment. The Wichita Police Department, we want to remind everyone to wear their seatbelts. It can save your life, which is the most important reason to make sure that it's properly fastened when in a vehicle. But seatbelts can also prevent you from hitting the windshield, possibly striking the steering wheel and or door if you were involved in an accident, and different things of that nature. So we encourage everybody to make sure you're wearing your safety belt when operating a motor vehicle to stay alive.
What intersection was this at, or the area?
It was in the area of K96 and Rock Road. I'm sorry, I didn't say that, did I? Area K96 and Rock Road last night.
No actual citations were given out?
Yeah, 34 total. Yeah, they monitored with the State Farm agents, and then they also monitored other areas in that intersection. And total 34 citations were issued, and 150 seatbelt safety flyers were handed out to motorists, and $170 and $1 bills.
And the 34 citations were all what type of citations?
Seatbelt citations, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what constituted the ones just handing out the flyers that they didn't have it, as opposed to the ones that were given the citation?
They worked in partnership with State Farm agents for part of the program. This was State Farm has a program. They were working with us involving this, and then we also monitored other areas of the intersection as well, and we issued some citations on that. After the $170 was handed out, that was what State Farm had used to help educate and award citizens for wearing their safety belt. And we just want to take a reminder to have everybody wear their safety belt when they're operating in the city. Not only is it the law, but again, like I said, it could save your life.
Do you know how much a citation for a seatbelt violation?
It recently changed. I'd have to look up the exact amount. I don't have that with me. All right, the second case I want to talk about is an update from the shooting yesterday, the aggravated battery case in 300 block of North Topeka. Case number is going to be 58317. 58317 occurred yesterday afternoon at approximately 3:20. Approximately 3:20, officers were dispatched to a shooting call in the 300 block of North Topeka. Officers contacted a 41-year-old male victim who had been shot multiple times. The male was transported to an area hospital in serious condition for treatment, and through speaking to multiple witnesses, the investigation showed that a male was being assaulted by several individuals, and an innocent bystander intervened in the disturbance, which led to an argument to ensue, and then the victim was shot multiple times. The suspect then left in a gray four-door sedan with at least 3 other occupants in that vehicle. With some investigative leads, we have has led us to develop a possible suspect, and investigators are continuing to work and investigate this case as we speak. This incident occurred in an area where we regularly have complaints of disturbances and issues surrounding homelessness. Wichita Police are currently working with property owners in this area to help on fencing property and working with them to help reduce the disturbances in the area. The issues in this area go beyond just a police response, and it is a stretch to connect this to Old Town.
Sorry, say that last part again.
It's just a stretch to connect it to Old Town.
What is that?
Because it's not near.
Right. Well, some it was being reported as being an Old Town shooting, and I'm just stating a fact. It would be a stretch to call it that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you outline who the victim was? Was the victim the innocent bystander?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. An innocent bystander intervened in this disturbance, and argument ensued, and that's when he was shot multiple times. The victim is still currently hospitalized. He has non-life-threatening injuries, and still, again, like I said, remains in the hospital.
His current condition?
He's just hospitalized, non-life-threatening injuries. He was shot in both arms and the leg.
The person that was being assaulted,
Mm-hmm.
did he have any injuries?
I don't have that information if he had any injuries, but the one individual was taken to the hospital with the multiple
Do you know what
gunshots.
led up to this?
We're still trying to investigate. We're still currently investigating that to determine exactly what had led up to this disturbance. And like I said, we have a lot of complaints of disturbances in this area that go way beyond just a police response.
Charlie, you mentioned homelessness was an issue in this area. Were any of these people involved homeless?
It's believed that the victim was homeless.
And the individuals that were being assaulted, they were not the homeless individuals?
Still working on identifying all that information currently.
You mentioned a gray four-door sedan. Is there
Mhm.
any additional description you could give? Suspects, obviously you guys have not caught this person yet.
Right. I don't have any other additional information to give at this time.
How many shots, Charlie, were fired?
I don't have the amount of shots fired, but multiple shots. I can tell you multiple shots, and I know from a handgun. Correct. Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about, this was like between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Sure.
You've got a lot of traffic in the area.
Mhm.
Luckily, nobody else was struck, is that correct?
From my knowledge, correct. Nobody else was struck, and there was several individuals in the area. I was out on the scene yesterday. There was multiple officers interviewing multiple witnesses that happened to see what had occurred. So we're still gathering all that information so we can understand exactly what had occurred that led up to this shooting and this unfortunate incident.
Any identity of the victim, Charlie?
We're not releasing that at this time. Yeah.
The victim's 41, male. Can you tell us
Mhm.
any of the other folks, the person that was being assaulted, age?
I don't have the information of everybody else. Again, this was multiple people involved in a multiple disturbance where an innocent bystander was involved. We have multiple witnesses. So we're trying to piece all that together still. This is something that's going to be an ongoing investigation throughout the day. Anything else?
Charlie, the update
Yes.
on our human trafficking suspect, has that case been presented to the DA's office?
You'd have to check with the DA's office. Yeah, I don't have any follow-up information on that.
There was an incident this morning downtown at the bank. Do you have any information on that and what happened there? UMB?
Which, at the UMB Bank?
Yes.
I will look into it and get more information. I don't have any information currently.
Do you have any information on the stabbing at Water's Edge?
I will look into it. Yep.
And then there were also, I looked on the arrest sheets, several people were arrested for solicitation and offering sex in a targeted area. Did you have an enforcement going on? Looks like on South Broadway. Have any specific enforcement action going on?
Are they the same case?
I didn't look at the case, no.
Okay.
There were several arrests.
I'll look into the case and see if perhaps there was some sort of enforcement going on, but let me verify that.
Okay.
Anything on the car chase, Charlie?
No, I don't have any follow-up on that. Yeah. All right, I will pass it over to Detective Wendy Hummel. She is our Wichita Sedgwick County Crime Stoppers coordinator. She does a great job in this position. We appreciate her hard work. So I will pass it off to her to read the crime of the week, which she does on Friday. So Wendy?
Thank you, Charlie.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. This week, the crime of the week is an incident that occurred back on August 8th at the Gordmans on the west side of town. It was an armed robbery that officers were dispatched to during closing time, so about 10 o'clock at night. What occurred was there was a suspect who's described as a black male who demanded money by gunpoint. He had a gun with him, and as the employees were getting the money together, a couple of shots were fired by the suspect. nearly missing one of the employees. They were grazed and their clothing was damaged. Fortunately, no other injury other than just a very minor abrasion. After the suspect got the money, ran outside and fired off a few more shots. It's unknown if it was intentional or accidental for those shots, and fled on foot. We don't know if this is connected or not, but there was another suspect that had stolen some clothing and exited the store shortly after the first suspect. And we've got both of those pictures out on our Facebook page, both with Crime Stoppers and Wichita Police Department. We don't know if that person just took it upon themselves to take an opportunity to steal something or is related to the first suspect. So again, if anybody has any information, you can directly contact Detective Naldoza with the robbery section of the police department, or if you want to remain anonymous, you can call 267-2111 and you can be eligible for a cash reward. In this particular case, Gordman's has offered up a supplemental reward of $2,500. So what that means is, as a company, they're very concerned about this crime and they're being very proactive and really want this person caught. So they met with the director of Crime Stop or the Crime Commission, and so if your information leads to an arrest, not only would you be eligible for the regular reward through Crime Stoppers, but an additional $2,500. Thank you.
All right, appreciate everybody coming to our Interwatch. I want to encourage everybody to tune in on Monday. We're going to have an update on our Violent Crimes Task Force that operated over the summer and just the progress that they made and the hard work they did and the impact that they made on our community. So feel free to tune in Monday at our 10 a.m. briefing for that. Thank you.